What up, world? Welcome to another episode of the BrandonJaneauShow. As you know, I am Brandon Janeau, and like always, on all podcast platforms everywhere. BrandonJaneauShow, social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, BrandonJaneauShow. Of course, YouTube channel is where you can find the visuals of this episode, BrandonJaneauShow. So I hope you guys enjoy this. If you're on my YouTube, subscribe, comment. I do comment back. I hope you guys enjoy this episode because tonight is wrestling life. Oh yeah, it's about time. So with WrestleMania approaching, literally in 2 weeks. Lord Jesus, damn. Yep, next Monday, next week will be WrestleMania weekend. Damn. No, not next month. Next Monday will be the start of WrestleMania weekend. Yeah, damn. That's crazy. Um, yeah. Lord Jesus, that's nuts. Um, so I thought last year I did WrestleMania matches. This weekend, this time around, this year, I am doing Wrestlemanias. My top 10 Wrestlemanias. So let's get into it, man. So you already know I do this list. I do 10 to 1. And I hope you guys enjoy this list, man. These are my top 10 WrestleManias of all time. So I hope you guys enjoy this. And let's get into it. So, starting off the list at number 10, it is WrestleMania 38 Night 1. WrestleMania 38 in um, AT&T Stadium in Dallas was cool. The entire body of work was great, but at the same time, Night 1 was way better, way better. Um, you had both women matches, which is kind of weird. You don't really see both women matches on both nights on one night. That was so weird. Um, but the best one was clearly Becky and Bianca. That was kind of obvious. Um, Also on night one of the WrestleMania 38, you had, of course, Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. Top tier. That was the night Cody Rhodes returned back to WWE, fought Seth Rollins. One of the best matches in WrestleMania history. I know people are gonna debate that and say, no, it's not. Yes, it is. Stop playing. Of course, the main event was Stone Cold Steve Austin returning back to wrestling for the first time in 19 years versus Kevin Owens in the main event. WrestleMania 38 was amazing. Night one was amazing. I think you also had the Usos taking on Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boobs, with Rick actually tore his damn ACL in it. It's crazy. Um, you had Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. So it was some good matches, man, and on WrestleMania 38, night one. But those three matches kind of stand out the most to everybody because of how amazing they were and how incredible they were. Um, and that is why it's starting off the list at night at number 10. Number 9. Number 9 is WrestleMania 37, night 1. There's a lot of good WrestleManias, man. WrestleMania 37 is amazing. It was the first WrestleMania after the pandemic in Tampa, and the first match of the card was Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. Yeah, I'm already sold. You ain't gotta sell me too much more on this. I'm already in. Also on that card on night one, Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. Cesaro's first singles match at a WrestleMania versus Seth Rollins, which was an incredible matchup. Top tier, incredible. Um, what else you had on that damn card? Oh man, it was some other stuff. Damn. Bad Bunny in the mid. Bad Bunny's first debut in WWE versus with teaming up with Damian Priest to go up against Um, The Miz, John Morrison. Yeah, that happened night one of WrestleMania 37. And of course, the main event was Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. Mercedes Moné now. Yeah, I like that night very well, very 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 much. It was an incredible WrestleMania night. Um, to see the fans back out there enjoying it, it was really dope to see. Um, and that is why it's at number nine now. Number eight is WrestleMania 35. Taking place in, of course, MetLife Stadium. Um, this WrestleMania was, of course, dubbed Kofi Mania because of Kofi Kingston winning the WWE Championship finally. They fucked up his title reign clearly because they had no idea what they were going to do after he won it. But it still doesn't take away from the moment. That was a very special moment for a lot of us. To see him win that belt, that was an incredible moment. Now they fucked it up clearly, but it was still a very amazing night to see it. Yeah, man, it was an incredible night. Of course, Becky, the women main event in the WrestleMania night. Uh, Seth Rollins, dethroning Brock Lesnar. Three title changes. You had like four belts change hands at WrestleMania that night. Becky took both belts. You had Seth beating Brock Lesnar, and Becky wasn't even a champion. Ronda and Charlotte were both champions. Becky beat both of them. Seth beating Brock. Kofi beating Daniel Bryan. You had Roman Reigns return after his cancer scare. His cancer situation. You had what else happened at WrestleMania 35? That AJ Styles and Randy Orton, had their match, which they kind of already had a match, which I would have personally held off on, but they still had the match at that fucking WrestleMania. Still trying to figure that one out to my, you know, still trying to figure that one out. But yeah, WrestleMania 35 was actually really good when you actually go watch it and you actually look at it. It was really a dope WrestleMania, man. Um, yeah, one of them WrestleManias that you definitely have to show love to. Number seven on the list is WrestleMania 39 Night 2. I actually like WrestleMania Night 2 a whole hell of a lot more than a lot of other people. WrestleMania Night 2 was good. Last year's WrestleMania Night 2 was really good. Yes, was the Brock Lesnar versus Omos match stupid? Of course it was. Did we really need the women's showcase match? Not really. I didn't really think we needed it. But people can hate on the Bianca Oscar match. It was actually really good. Wasn't like Charlotte and fucking Rhea. Oh no, oh no, no, no. But it was serviceable. It did its job. Edge and Finn Balor, I agree with everybody. Finn Balor should have won that match. That was very stupid for Edge to just beat Finn Balor, which is one of the reasons why I just did not like the Judgment Day at the beginning of the group, because I was like, you still losing the fucking Edge. Like, I don't understand how that is possible. They kept having him stop, start, stop, start. It was just a stupid time period for the damn creative. Clearly, because Vince was still fucking running it. But you had probably the two greatest WrestleMania matches on this card, and people can sit there and deny that. And I know people are gonna sit there and say, "Well, Brandon, you telling me two great WrestleMania matches makes this night better?" Because the Edge and Finn match wasn't bad. It was just the wrong winner, and it was just the wrong winner. And on top of that, you have to add on to the fact that, like I said, Bianca and Asuka wasn't bad either. It just could not live up to what Rhea and Charlotte did the night before. That's all. But it wasn't like a bad match. It wasn't bad matches. Just they one couldn't live up to the night before, and the other one's just the wrong goddamn winner. But then you have the two greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. I truly believe these are the two greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. Gunther versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. for the Intercontinental Championship. Y'all gonna sit up there and tell me that is not one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time, and possibly one of the greatest WrestleMania main events I have actually had the pleasure of seeing before, in Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. So much so they decided to run it back. Yeah, those two matches easily elevate this goddamn WrestleMania. What the fuck are you talking about? Those are two of the greatest WrestleMania matches probably ever. Like if we had to do a debate on it, it's probably up there. Like yeah, man. WrestleMania 39 Night 2 is definitely in my top 10. Like, I get people that hated on that WrestleMania, but it wasn't as bad as people make it seem. WrestleMania 39 in its all actuality wasn't as bad as people made it be. But I get why people try to make it that way. I totally get why they try to make it that way. Which brings me to number 6. And I've had a hard time debating this because the top 5 is so important to me, right? Because it's just who shit, who gets it. So I watched both of these, all these, and to me, the top 3 is in changing. And I'm not changing the top 3. My top 3, I'm not changing. But what? 6, 5, and 4 is we can debate this. My top 3 are not changing. I don't give a shit. The top 3 is not changing. I don't give a shit. We can debate the 4, 5, and 6. So starting off at number 6, it is WrestleMania 17. I know, I know, I know, I know. How the fuck is WrestleMania 17 at 6? Is that even a top 5? No, it's not my top 5. Listen, I love WrestleMania 17. Like everybody does. It was the greatest time of wrestling for us. But in all actuality, Undertaker versus Triple H would have been great if they didn't run it back a couple years later, like a decade later. It had better matches. Undertaker and Triple H, WrestleMania 17. If you would have told me at WrestleMania 27 they would have a better match and they're older, and then they would have another classic match at WrestleMania 28, I would be like, yeah, I can kind of see how this is not as great as it was in a decade ago. The TLC match is chef kiss. I can never go against that. Chef kiss. Greatness. It is motherfucking greatness. Chef kiss. Nothing will ever in my life top that TLC match. But it's only like 22 minutes also. Like it's like 17 minutes. It's not a long match because it's not supposed to be. Them motherfuckers going out there and damn near killing themselves. Rock and Austin at the end, awesome. But how they fucked that up with The Rock leaving the company right after the damn night. Like the next night he fought Austin in a steel cage match and then was gone for the company. And then you have to think about what happened around that time period. Like it was like The Rock was gone. Triple H and Stone Cold then teams up and joins Vince McMahon and become the 2-man power team. Power trip? Come on, man. Like, nah. WrestleMania 17 was good. Totally great. It was one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. Yes. But when you actually look back at it, you kind of question it a little bit. I do. Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit is always going to be a classic in my goddamn book. I don't give a shit what nobody say. But WrestleMania 17, as great as it was, and I am saying it was great, is it worth the damn hype that it was? Eh, it's on my list. It's just not in the top five. It's six. It's six. It's okay. It's six. That's it. Was ready to be the top five. Kicking off the top five is WrestleMania 39 Night One. To a lot of people, this is the greatest WrestleMania they've seen ever. And I can't argue with it. The first match sucked, and I hated it from the moment they tried to announce it, and then they announced it, and I thought it was stupid then, and I thought it was a dumbass decision then to have John Cena fight Austin Theory. Because what the fuck did Austin Theory get out the damn deal? He got shitted on doing a press con, doing trying to promote the damn match. Then I had to watch people on social media literally try to fucking say, "Oh, Austin Theory isn't gonna get buried," and then he got fucking buried right after the fucking match, which John Cena actually told him he was gonna get. The fuck are you talking about? Like it was a bad fucking match. I thought it was stupid from the moment they announced it. I just didn't want to see the match, and then it didn't even let. And then all you sons of bitches that love Austin Theory had to lie to yourselves. But well, it wasn't as bad as people. No, it was terrible. It was worse than what people would say. It fucking sucked. It wasn't good. It was never a good idea to have them two fight each other. I didn't understand it then. A damn sure still don't understand it now. Because Austin Theory has not lived up to any of the hype. It was so fucking stupid. Didn't fucking help Austin Theory at all. Actually, now he's starting to get back to where he was when he went into that match. It was so stupid. I didn't understand it. Ugh. Also, the Becky Lynch, Lita, Trish versus Damage Control match. You should have just made that a one-on-one match between Becky and Bayley. Now looking back at it in hindsight, it would have been perfect if you just would have made it Becky Lynch versus Bayley. It would have been way better. It didn't need it. It didn't need it. I'm sorry. It just didn't. It didn't need it. Um, but outside of those two matches, um, I loved the men's showcase. The female showcase, which we all kind of was like, this is not gonna be good, and we were right. But the men's showcase was incredible because they were actual tag teams. The Alpha Academy had been together for a while. Street Profits had been together for a while. Braun Strowman and Ricochet was kind of thrown together, but even then, they were still together. They had moved from SmackDown to Raw, I think, together. And then you had the war the Viking Raiders, and they had been together since fucking NXT. So you had actual tag teams in that match. Whereas for the female, it was just kind of like just throwing the fuck together. This was actually a real match. It was actually a real showcase, and they all performed and they all showed out. Which leads into the matches that everybody will always talk about. Um, I think Seth Rollins and Logan Paul was on this night. If I wasn't, yeah, like Seth Rollins and Logan Paul was on night one. I think they were. Yeah, yeah. Logan Paul and Seth Rollins on night one. Um, and then you had what was the other match? Of course, the main event was the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, which to a lot of people they love that match. It was cool. It was a regular Usos match. They beat the shit out of Sammy. They beat the shit out of Kevin Owens. They separated them for most of the match, and then they kind of just and then they finally overcame the Hills. It wasn't great like that. I think a lot of people they love the storyline, which is kind of funny now because everybody doesn't want Sammy to fight Gunther, which is the funniest shit on the planet. Um, And then, of course, possibly one of the greatest female wrestling matches of all time, Charlotte versus Rhea. That shit was fucking top tier. It was incredible. That match was fucking amazing. Fucking incredible. Also, Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio also on night one was incredible. So Yeah, man. Night one, last year's night one was chef kiss. Take away the two matches that I talked about, but outside of that, you can't find any fault in night one. It might not be in my top four, but it's damn sure close to it. Which brings me to four, and that is, of course, WrestleMania 20. I love WrestleMania 20. I've been watching it on Peacock for the last couple of days here and there, and then I look back at it and I'm like, yeah, WrestleMania 20 is really fucking good. John Cena wins his first WWE Championship, not the title, not the WWE title, but the US Championship. He beats Big Show. You have a pretty good fucking match between Christian and Chris Jericho, and Trish Stratus comes out, kind of screws Chris Jericho. Um, what else is on that pay per view that I was watching? Oh, the cruiserweight open. It's like a cruiserweight open challenge, which was really fucking good. You have pretty much all of the cruiserweights. Anytime Billy Kidman, who I grew up on in WCW, is in anything WWE related, he's probably gonna get the dub. I'm sorry. I grew up on Billy Kidman. He was one of my favorite cruiserweights when I was a kid. Yeah, he's gonna get the dub. Ultimate Dragon was also in that damn match. Rey Mysterio, Chavo Guerrero. Yeah, to jury. Oh man, yeah, yeah. WrestleMania 20 was the shit. Of course you had Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg. Not as good as WrestleMania 33's matchup because they actually, were more in it than the WrestleMania 21, but it still has Stone Cold Steve Austin, so I take it. Eddie Guerrero versus Kurt Angle for the WWE Championship. Sign me the fuck up. Randy Orton with Dave Batista and Ric Flair Evolution versus Mick Foley and The Rock. Yep, I'm in. Let's do it. I'm with that. Let's have that happen. And of course, Undertaker returns as the Dead Man, the Phenom. Yeah, with Paul Bearer, rest in peace, versus Kane. And of course, the main event, Triple H versus Shawn Michaels versus Chris Benoit for the World Heavyweight Championship. Top tier. Top fucking tier. I can't find fault with that WrestleMania. As much as I think about it now, you can't really find fault with that WrestleMania. Like, not even close. Holy shit, you can't find fault with it. Damn, you can't find fault with that WrestleMania. Yeah, WrestleMania 20 is definitely in the top four. Which brings me to number three, and that is WrestleMania 21, the year after. This was the setting of the new guard of wrestling, the new faces of the new era of wrestling. Randy Orton versus The Undertaker, Legend versus Legend Killer. You had the first ever Money in the Bank ladder match. Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, who were the tag team champions at the time, opens up WrestleMania in a classic. Fuck yeah. Give me that match. What the fuck? Yes. Now. Please. Like, hell yeah. Give me that match. Then you had John Cena finally winning his first ever WWE Championship against JBL. Not a classic, not a great match, but it's something. It's fucking something. Possibly the one of the greatest WrestleMania matches to ever take place. Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels. That is probably one of the greatest WrestleMania matches ever. Like ever, dude. Like if you saw my top 10 list last year, I think I had it in the top four. It's that fucking good. And then you had Batista beat Triple H in the main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. You fucking right, WrestleMania 21 is top three. Are you kidding me? That shit is top three. Holy shit. If you don't, man, that shit is top three, man. That shit is top fucking three. Changing of the motherfucking guard, man. Number two. These two right here, man, it's hard, man. These two right here are hard, man. I'm not gonna leave them. I'm not even gonna lie, man. It was hard debating this motherfucker. It really was. Coming in at number two, it is WrestleMania 31, the heist of the century. But before the heist of the century, Seth Rollins took on Randy Orton. One of the greatest RKO's took place. Um, you had the opening match be Daniel Bryan winning the Intercontinental Championship. This was actually his last match before he had all of the concussions, and they pretty much made him retire. Um, but this was one of his last matches before he came back to wrestling. What, damn near a decade later. No, 5 years later. But yeah, um, no, 3 years later, because he wrestled at WrestleMania 31. Then the next time he fought was WrestleMania 34. So 3 years later. But that ladder match, you had Daniel Bryan, you had Cody Rhodes, at the time Stardust, R-Truth, Luke Harper, rest in peace, Dolph Ziggler, Dean Ambrose, now John Moxley, and Wade Barrett. Mm-hmm. Sounds like a hell of a ladder match to me. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. Let's do that. Let's have that happen. Yeah, I'm with that. John Cena finally beating Rusev, who at the time was undefeated for the United States Championship, and creating one of the greatest goddamn on the fly fucking things I've ever seen in my life was the US Open Challenge, which gave more and more mid carders an opportunity to fight somebody of John Cena's stature, top tier. Now, how it ended is still the stupidest thing on the planet. I get John Cena had to, I think, take surgery, had to go do surgery, but Alberto Del Rio coming back and beating him is still, I don't know. You had Cesaro fight this man, Dean Ambrose fight this man, Sami Zayn blew out his shoulder on the way to the ring to fight this man. You had some contenders to actually fight him for that U.S. Championship. Big E, I think, even fought him for the title before. Like, yeah, you got some top tier contenders to fight John Cena, and he lost it to he lost the set that time, and then he lost it to Alberto Del Rio the second time when he beat Seth at Night of Champions. The next pay per view, he lost to Alberto Del Rio. Um, but yeah, and then you had the Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt. Rest in peace. Yes, yeah, and of course the main event was, of course, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship, which Seth Rollins walked out of there with the title. The best wrestler of this era. Yeah, WrestleMania 31 was incredible, fucking amazing. It's actually one of the best pay per views I've ever seen. You also had Sting make his WWE debut in a wrestling match against Triple H. Yeah. That of course was stupid that Triple H won it, but it is what it is. You also had AJ Lee and Paige team up versus the Bella Twins, which that was the last AJ Lee match, I think, in WWE. Yeah. Shit. Yeah. So, yeah, WrestleMania 31 was fucking fantastic. It's actually one of the best pay per views they actually ever produced. Because then the next, what, 2, 3 WrestleManias, they fucking audible that shit. They just like, we can wrestle on our morals. Like, motherfuckers came. No, up until WrestleMania 35, and I actually like WrestleMania 33, but it was all. I was actually gonna put WrestleMania 33 on this list, and then I thought about it. I'm like, that Roman Reigns versus Undertaker main event, it didn't need to happen. Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, it was better the next pay per view. I think that Backlash after that, I was like, that was a better match because they didn't have stupid ass projectors trying to fuck up the match. I didn't really need John Cena versus The Miz and Nikki versus Maurice, that tag team match. I didn't need that shit. I'm good. I didn't need it. I think Naomi fought all the SmackDown women's, all the SmackDown women for the title. Didn't need that. Bailey fought Sasha and Charlotte and Nia Jax. Didn't really need that. Yeah, I did a lot of that shit. I didn't really need. I didn't really need it. Didn't really need it. Setting in Triple H was dope. Randy Orton. No, not Randy Orton. AJ Styles and Shane McMahon was actually a really good match. Uh, like I said, Seth Rollins and Triple H, Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. Like I said earlier, WrestleMania 20. That was a better match, but most of the matches I kind of was like, yeah, I kind of. Of course, the Hardy Boys returning against and winning the tag team titles in that ladder match was dope as a motherfucker. But yeah, I could have kept WrestleMania 33. Yeah, I couldn't put it on the list. I couldn't do it to myself. WrestleMania 34 was just too fucking long, and some of the matches were just fucking boring. It was fucking boring. Oh my god, fucking mind boggling. Then the main event sucked. Oh my god, the fucking main event sucked. Yeah. So that was all the contenders to get on this list. There's some people like, God damn, Brandon Fox, God damn. I actually like the motherfucking main event, the WrestleManias. Okay, that's you. But the granddaddy of them all, the greatest WrestleMania of all time to me, and I'm pretty sure people going when you hear this, you're gonna probably be like, I can't disagree. And that is at number one, WrestleMania 19, the greatest WrestleMania of all time. You had on this card Stone Cold versus The Rock, which was Stone Cold's last match up until the Kevin Owens match. But it was the last time The Rock and Stone Cold ever fought each other. And to be honest, the best fucking match them motherfuckers ever had. It was better than WrestleMania 15. It was better than WrestleMania 17. One reason because it wasn't some stupid ass no disqualification rule that got in place for some fucking reason. It was actually just them two, one match, one ring, winner takes it. And The Rock beat Austin, which is rare. You didn't see it at the time. As much as the match looks now kind of like just completely horrible in hindsight, at that time in 2003, Vince versus Hulk Hogan was a fucking draw. It was something that you kind of wanted to see. Roddy Piper, rest in peace, coming out and hitting Hulk Hogan in the head with a lead pipe. It's like, huh. And also the stipulation was if Vince beat Hogan, he retires. I was cool with that stipulation at that time in my life. I was like, hell yeah, why not? Um, Triple H versus Booker T. Could have been better. I mean, maybe Booker T should have won that at that time, but of course Triple H at that time just had too much power and wasn't gonna lose it. Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho. Fuck yeah, give me that match. Hell yeah, give me that match. Matt Hardy versus Rey Mysterio for the Cruiserweight Championship to start off WrestleMania 19. I'm with it. Limp Biscuit. This is how you know it's 2003. Limp Biscuit performing for Undertaker while he's riding the motorcycle. Yeah, that is 2003 shit, and I was all for it. Oh hell yeah! Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle is the main event for the WWE Championship. The Royal Rumble winner is actually headlining the fucking main WrestleMania. That makes sense to me. Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho was fucking fantastic. You had a triple threat tag team match for the SmackDown tag team titles at the time. The Team Angle, which was Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Horse versus Rhino and Chris Benoit versus Los Guerreros. You fucking right, sign me up for that. What the hell? Give me that right now. Hell yeah, let's do that. Let's do that match right now. Like, bro, WrestleMania 19 is fucking fantastic. It's actually the best WrestleMania ever. I know people say it's 17, but 19 is that. 19 had the wrestling, it had the intrigue. It actually was just a fucking better WrestleMania. It was. WrestleMania 19 was the best WrestleMania they ever put together. I really do believe that. and it's still one of the best WrestleManias. And to me, it is the best WrestleMania of all time. And maybe because I got that tape from my dad, and I used to watch the WrestleMania probably every day. He recorded it and sent me the tape. So probably one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. And that's probably why, because I used to watch the damn tape every fucking day. So that's probably why I can remember it so well. But yeah, yeah. So at number one, let me recap it. Number one, WrestleMania 19. Number two, WrestleMania 31. Number three was WrestleMania 21. Wait, yeah, WrestleMania 4 and WrestleMania 21 is 3. WrestleMania 20 is 4. WrestleMania 39 night 1 is 5. WrestleMania good God Almighty. WrestleMania 17 is 6. WrestleMania 39 night 2 is 7. WrestleMania 35 is 8. WrestleMania 37 night 1 is 9. And of course, WrestleMania night 38 night 1 is 10. I can't wait to WrestleMania. I cannot wait to WrestleMania. I know the build up has sucked. It has sucked because I think that's pretty much the plan. It's supposed to suck because The Rock is engulfing the entire business. But that is kind of what they're trying to show you is if the bloodline takes power, then this is what it's going to be like. I think they're trying to show you what happens if the bloodline, if Roman Reigns keeps the title after WrestleMania. So that's kind of why I think the build-up has kind of sucked because I think it's a foreshadowing of what can happen if Roman wins the belt and keeps it at WrestleMania 40. So I've heard a lot of people say, man, this WrestleMania build-up sucks because it's supposed to suck. It's a foreshadowing of what the bloodline will do if they keep the belt after WrestleMania 40, which is what's supposed to make you motherfuckers say, yeah, get the belt off of Roman. And I know people are gonna sit there and say, no, because Roman is a part. No, Roman's not a part of this. The Rock is a part of this. The Rock is doing all of this. So that is what they're trying to do. They're trying to make you see if the bloodline keeps the belt, this is what's going to happen to WWE for the next 6, 7, 8 months, or however long you're going to keep the belt. That's my take on why the WrestleMania 40 build-up has kind of sucked. Because it's a foreshadowing of what can happen if the bloodline keeps the power. Anyway, I will be doing I don't know how this is going to go. Uh, I don't know. So the plan for me is personally to do Stand and Deliver WrestleMania Night 1 as well on April 6th and Night 2 on April 7th. But life life hit me hard yesterday. Uh, uh, and I lost my father yesterday. So I don't know when his funeral is gonna be. So it might be that weekend. So I might not be able to do that. Uh, so I don't know, but I will keep you posted when it when I do know. Uh, but I hope you guys enjoyed this episode in this list, and hopefully I will be able to do the Wrestling Life Rate and Review show for Stand and Deliver and both WrestleManias. It might be a little late, but hopefully I will be able to do it. Till next time, man. I am Brandon Janeau. Hope you guys enjoyed this. This is Wrestling Life. Peace. Go watch those WrestleMania. Go watch those WrestleManias if you can on Peacock. All right, peace.